It's the weekly drive, and voted by you, the viewer, we have the International Lonestar.
Junior, senior.
G'day YouTubers, it's Senior here from Junior Senior Gaming, and today it's the weekly drive. It's a bit of a late weekly drive. I really do apologize, but it's a weekly drive anyway. So, and we have this week's winner by an absolute killing, the International Lonestar. Now let's see, we had also the Mac Pinnacle. The International Lonestar had 93 votes. The Mac Pinnacle was next with 62. And then we had the Volvo FH Mark 1, or MK1 at 27 votes. So, still very good this week, but unfortunately, there can only be one winner, and that is clearly the International Lonestar. As you can see here, I have basically done the same one as what I did in the mod review. Now, some of the other mods that we're using today, we are using a trailer mod there. It's Reitner, R-E-I-T-N-O-U-E-R, Reitner, whatever it is. It has a few different trailers in there, you know, with canopies and all sorts of other stuff, but I thought this log one was pretty cool. And there's also, you know, they're also the same sort of style trailer, so they got that, you know, wheel on the front there with that the three wheels, the tri-wheels on the back there, tri-axle, sorry, on the back. So very cool. Now, if you're wondering why is it so bright in the back there, well, another mod I'm using is a color correction mod, and I'll put that in the description for you. It is on the Steam Workshop, so you can check that out. Yeah, I'm giving it a try. I haven't really decided yet, you know, if it's good or not, but yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Right, let's start her up and get on the road. That's very quiet, isn't it? What's it like on the inside? Still quiet. Still very quiet, isn't it? There we go. I must have bumped the volume. That's why I went down low, because I noticed on my mixing desk it was down low. Now let's have a look on the map. Where are we off to today, Senior? Well, I'm glad you asked. We are going from Reading all the way down to San Rafael, and we are taking some logs. Get out of there, thank you. Logs. If we have a look at the, there we are, logs, 31 tons of logs. This should easily be able to do it. I used a Cummins 550 and also with an 18-speed Eaton Fuller. So, let's get on the road, shall we? Be nice and easy. Oh, trailer brake. Oh man. Honestly, so silly sometimes, Senior. Doesn't that trailer look good? And look at the axle on the back there. Look at the axle turning. See the wheels turning? As you turn, it turns with the fifth wheel. That is awesome. I love trailers that do that. I think that's really good. See? It's turning as well. Looks very nice. Gee, I think we need some of these trailers here in Australia. Pretty cool. Very nice. Now, let's oh look, it's much better on the inside here. It's too bright on the outside, I noticed. But it's a realistic graphics mod that changes the color, corrects the color to make it better. So so far I'm sort of deciding whether it's better or not. And spin it round. There we go. Flick that range up. Oh no, hang on, my range is... You know what, I forgot to mess around with my shifter before I started doing the video. and jumped in and started driving, and it didn't. Yeah, it just went straight into first again, which it does. And anyone else with the SKRS shifter, do they have that issue as well? Or is it just my setup? Could be just my setup. Yeah, watching that volume there. There we go, that's a bit better. Right, well, let's talk about some SCS news. Well, not much has actually happened. One of the things that I did want to touch on first is the... Whoa, that's noisy, isn't it? The Grand Christmas event. So, have you actually... did you get to finish it? Did you get to do what you wanted to do? I know I did. I got all 24 done, so I'm very, very happy with that. So that means that I get entered into, get 2 entries or something into the competition. So, not that I think I'm gonna win. That'd be funny. So yeah, if you did miss out, unfortunately guys, you did miss some great little prizes that they had for that. And I don't think you're going to be able to get that stuff again, because it's exclusive stuff that they have just at Christmas time. So next Christmas will be something else, because they don't like repeating the events with the same stuff over and over again. So yeah, unfortunately you did miss out, but better luck next time. Now, one of the things that there was one article that SCS posted during the week, and it was called Something's Cooking. Now, I thought that was a very, very interesting article. They didn't say a great deal other than that they are working on some new stuff for this year, but they don't want to promise you anything, because SCS don't like to promise. They basically will give you hints of stuff that's coming, and then they leave you to guess and speculate as to what's actually happening. So that's what we're going to do now. So having a look at those photos, and if you want to see those photos, head over to the SCS blog. So just type in blog.scs.com. SCSsoftware.com, sorry, and you'll be able to find that. If you still can't find it, just Google SCS blog and you'll be able to find it. Now, the pictures that they had there, they showed some pictures of stuff that could be coming very, very soon. So, so yeah, basically they're very interesting. They had a picture of inside a warehouse. So that was really interesting. Now, inside the actual warehouse, all they had was a picture of a forklift and some lumber. So I'm wondering, will you be able to go into a warehouse and do some more stuff? I don't know. But, it was interesting. Also, they had countryside areas, which was different kind of areas to what you see in California, New Mexico, and Nevada. It's different. So I'm wondering, is it Texas? Now, I had a look at Google Maps, and to me, Texas looked quite green in some areas. So, and these pictures looked quite green as well, and I'm wondering, could this be Texas coming this year? I'm hoping so. I really am. And if it is, then, it's going to be really good. A big area that'll be a very big DLC to check out. Now, there was also another photo that showed off-road terrain. So, will there be an off-road area that's coming? Don't know. See, it would be very interesting to see off-road areas, especially if they had like an off-road section. You could go off-road and go through these back areas, and then you go to this little dusty town which doesn't have any roads or anything. It's just desert, something like that. That would be really interesting. And it doesn't show you the actual road until you've traveled along there. That would be interesting. You know, if SCS did something like that. Wow, that would be cool. But so yeah, it could be Texas. It could be Texas. So yeah, don't know, not sure, don't know yet, but we'll soon, you know, we'll find out. But other than that, that was pretty much all that SCS had for the news this week. So something to think about, guys. You know, something to think about. So really, I'm hoping that it is going to be Texas. Right, another thing that I wanted to say, guys, is Happy Australia Day. Happy Australia Day. Here in Australia, it is Australia Day. And you know what, I probably should be wearing my Australia Day t-shirt, but unfortunately I forgot to put it on. I woke up half asleep this morning and Junior got me to take him out, so I put on just any old t-shirt, not thinking. Duh. Anyway, doesn't matter, but Happy Australia Day to those. Hopefully you're all having a lot of fun with your family and having a good old Aussie barbecue, because that's what we'll be doing today, having a good old Aussie barbecue. And I can't wait for a steak, a good old big steak, some beer, and what else? Some rolls, you know, like bread rolls. Make myself a steak sandwich or something like that. That'd be cool. Yum. Oh. There we go. So now this year I was sort of out of ideas for Australia Day, what to do. So normally last couple of years I've done a special video for Australia Day, but this week's been a very rough week with, you know, having computer issues and stuff like that. To be honest, guys, I didn't have time to organize anything, and I do apologize. I just had enough time to do today's weekly drive, and then I've got a couple of other videos I've got to catch up on as well. So got to keep up on those videos, guys, because otherwise you know, we're going to run out, then we won't have any videos. So but anyway, look, Happy Australia Day to everyone, and hopefully you're having a lot of fun with your family, because I know I will be, definitely. I think after this I'm going to go have a beer. That's what I think I'm going to do. Oh, bit parched actually. Scruffy, go get me a beer, please. Please pull into the vehicle inspection and the nearest way station. Really? Oh, look, some bloke's broken down on the side of the road. I reckon they're cool, those events that you see that are sort of random. Here we go, pulling in to the way station. And there we go, we just missed it by an inch. Alright. There we go. Yes, thank you for you have a safe journey, blah 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 blah. Okay, no worries, thank you, we're out of here. Oh, I've been very busy at work lately. I had an assistant who I'm actually training up. He is my spare, just in case I get sick or something like that. And yeah, my boss said that I needed to have a spare, so I'm training him up at the moment. Mate, oh, these guys here, they're just being a-holes. This guy in front here slowed down for some reason, and the guy behind me sped up, wouldn't let me in, so I had to push in. As for the new guy that I'm training, it's interesting. Training people, I always forget, you know, training people is always an interesting experience. it doesn't always go as well as what you think it does. So, like I like to get to the destination at a certain time. I don't like being late. And this week, since I've been training him, every day I trained him, I've been late. So I'm really dreading next week, because next week I got to train him again, and I basically have to sit in the truck and he has to do the whole work, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know, man. I'll probably get home at about 5-6 o'clock in the morning. I won't be happy, but anyway. You know, these things happen. What can you do? But other than that, I've been getting a lot of heavy loads lately, so I don't know what they're doing. Keep giving me these massive heavy loads, and they take longer to unload. But that's alright, it's all part of the job, isn't it? You gotta do the job. And what else happened? Oh, that's right. This week, I think somebody actually recognized me. I'm not quite sure. I did hear over the CB somebody calling out Senior, and I wasn't sure if it was directed to me or what, because you guys have seen my truck. You know what my truck looks like, so I was wondering if another truck driver recognized me on the road. So don't know. I wasn't quite sure if it was directed to me or not, so I just I didn't respond. So if it was directed to me, my apologies. I wasn't being rude, I just wasn't sure. I normally don't talk on the CB, I just listen, because a lot of those, you know, a lot of the time it's stuff that I like to laugh at, and I don't need to get involved in, so I don't want to get involved in. Oh, craziness. Alright, here we go. San Rafael. Get in the damn gear. Alright. And, yep, that's all good. See, this takes off nice and easy. Gets around the corners really well. It's actually quite a good truck to drive, this. So, definitely worthy of the weekly drive. And I'd assume that some of you did actually test this before you voted. You didn't just go by what it looks like. You know, I'd hate it if you guys just voted on a truck because you just thought, man, that truck just looks cool. But it you know, works like a dog. That's not the case with this one. But I know in the past one time there was an incident like that where the mod itself was absolutely shocking, but it looked great, and it got into the weekly drive just because of that. So but yeah, it had lots of problems, crashed, all sorts of stuff like that. So hopefully you guys don't vote because of just looks. So, but anyway, it's all good. It's an interesting area. Look, it's a nice countryside area. Tractors going and barns. It's a nice big barn. You could fit a few old hotted up cars in there. And there is our destination, just up the road. It's not Bushnell again, is it? I hope. San Rafael. What's the speed coming into here? Still says 55. Nah, there we go, 35. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go, we just made that. Just stopped in time. And a car is actually coming. That would have been pretty nasty if we ploughed through. Oh, cop there too. That would have been pretty nasty if we ploughed through there and smashed into all these vehicles. Not worried too much about most of those vehicles. It's the cop, because I think the cop's worth a lot of points. You got to pay a lot of cash for that if you crash into it. Alright, off we go again. It's construction workers. Oh man, a lot of roadworks this week going on the Warrego Highway. Man, oh, so much roadworks. Absolutely crazy. Those they blocked off a section of road that I normally take, and I ended up having to go through back streets, residential area. Was not happy with that. Neither was the truck driver behind me. And all they had to do is just tell us to do a U-turn at the roundabout, and we would have been right. But nah, didn't do that. Anyway, I lost a lot of time there. Wow, that was terrible. Alright, here we are turning down here, and there's our destination just down the road. So there's a car on the roof over there. Huh. Alright, green, good to go. And what's this guy doing? Yep, going straight through. Today's special is that car there. Okay. San Rafael bar. Oh yeah, I could go into the bar right now. Nice, cool, frosty one. And just in here. And there we go. Now, where are we parking it? Where do they want this parked? Is it over there somewhere? Is it in between these things, it looks like? Yeah, it is. In between there. Jam it down that hole. Alright. Now this should be alright. Shouldn't be too bad. So just have a look, straighten that up and have a look at that mirror. And there we go. We're heading in the right direction. That's the main thing. Whoops. Gonna miss that if I'm not careful. Miss that side there. And that's alright, I can straighten that up. And no, okay. Alright, so stuff that up. I just have to go forward again and straighten it up a bit better. No big deal. Just wiggle that in a little bit over that way. We'll get it in there a bit better. It's no good just jamming it in there, boys. You got to work it. That'll do. That's actually gonna go crooked. There we go. It's still accepted. There we go. Now, one thing I noticed with this truck, listen to the inside beeper. than the outside one. Very different. Right. There we go. Dropping the load off. And that is an excellent day. There we go. Very nicely done. Alright, well, that is the weekly drive, and voted by you guys, we've got the International Lonestar, this week's weekly drive winner. Link to that mod, guys, will be in the description. Also, the trailer that I used today, that'll be in the description as well. That was the... if I can just get out and have a look. It was the... Read now, whatever it is. Read-Nure, I don't know, something like that. Read-Nure trailer pack. There's a whole heap of different trailers in there, not just, you know, this one. And also there is the color correction mod that I used. Also put the link to that in the description as well, so you can have a look at that. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's weekly drive. If you like this video, then don't forget to punch that like button in the ass. And if this is the first time you've seen Junior Senior Gaming, then make sure you head on over to the Junior Senior Gaming channel on YouTube and check it out. And while you're there, why don't you hit that subscribe button. But until next time, don't forget to keep the shiny side up and the greasy side down, and I'm 10-10 on the side. And remember, game on.